WHO saying that coronavirus is now a pandemic, and he has also said that the governments need to change their course of the outbreak and take urgent and aggressive action. And that clearly is having its implication across the globe. Let's take it across then to Abha to tell us a little bit more about how Wall Street and the Asian markets have fared. Abha.
Well, it's bleeding across the screen and across the globe around this morning. And as Nikunj said, just when we thought we'd hit the bottom last Monday, again, we've got a massive sell-off coming in on the back of course, it being declared as a pandemic, but also after Trump banned travel to and from Europe, except for the UK, as well as didn't really come out with any major stimulus or measures that the market was perhaps hoping to hear. So we're in bear market territory now. We're down 20% from that record high we saw in February just a few weeks ago. It's been a wild ride, and the Nifty also now sliding below 10,000, indicating that gap down start. US futures again are showing another steep cut, so it looks like we're in for free fall, and where the bottom is anyone's guess. We've got Santosh Rao on the phone line, as well as Vandana Hari, to track also what's happening on crude at the same time. So it's all really hitting us together. Santosh, let me start with you. You know, it's just starting to get worse, it seems, because Trump now addressing the situation. We don't have New York in full-fledged lockdown yet, but it looks like it's on its way there, and the markets are reeling with uncertainty.
Yeah. So I think there's definitely a demand shock in there. You're going to see there's a lot of news flow also. And today's WHO announcement that it's a pandemic, even though we knew that it was there, the experts had already said that, but the official announcement that it was pandemic, the market took another leg down. So I think overall you're going to see this flow. But I think after tomorrow, we might see some calming down after what Trump did today. It's kind of reassuring, and that's what we need. There's so much cross current. There's news flow is going either way, and people are really spooked. So you'll have to just wait it out. Hopefully, we'll find a bottom somewhere here. We don't know the denominator yet, how many people have been infected yet. So it's getting there. It's expected to be a huge number. But you see a lot of people, a lot of events have been closed, a lot of social distancing has increased now. So I think if that takes hold, I think we will contain it. It's all about containment right now. It's not about cure. We don't have a vaccine yet. So I think you're going to see this cross current go on. There's going to be market turbulence. And like someone mentioned earlier, it's going to be a trader's market. We're in the deep end of the pool. It's not for the faint of heart. So we really have to just wait it out and let the dust settle.
I think the question, Santosh, is this the beginning of a prolonged bear market? Is that what we're possibly looking at here?
Yeah, I think if the government comes through, the federal government and the Congress comes through and supports the small businesses, gives them confidence that even if you lose out business, the government is there behind you, they have your back. I think that's going to be the big thing. The small businesses, any customer-facing businesses, they are going to get impacted. So we need some support there. We need some confidence. And not everybody is going to get infected, but that fear factor has to be calmed down. And that's what you're going to see over the period of time, starting from tomorrow after what Trump announced today. And all this, hopefully all that will come through properly, and the market will interpret it very well. So I think we're at the bottom, looks like, but it probably has some more to go, but not that much, based on some experts. I'm not a strategist in that sense, but based on listening to the experts, it seems like we are nearing the bottom, but hopefully with some support from the government at the bottom and all the tax relief and all the incentives, we might be able to get some support on the demand side.
Vandana, but what does it spell for crude? Because just minutes into Trump's address, and you had that slip coming in on crude, the world getting into a lockdown, that can't be spelling good news for the commodity.
Indeed. Good morning. Look, all hell has broken loose, and oil is no exception. I think the oil market was already in the intensive care unit after what OPEC and non-OPEC did or didn't do last Friday. Very true. Look, as your previous guest speaker said, we knew this was a pandemic, but the WHO declaring it officially has a huge psychological impact. As an oil market watcher, I was especially looking amongst Trump's announcements this morning at the 30-day travel ban between Europe and the U.S. that the U.S. has imposed. So basically what we see, country by country, everybody is just battening down the hatches. Now, this is no longer a jet fuel demand story, all right? This is if commerce, trade, travel, everything is going to grind to a halt globally. We are looking at an immediate demand destruction, and we're looking at grave long-term repercussions on what happens to the corporate sector health, how the world climbs out of this. So, yes, looking very, very dark for oil.
Vandana, with Saudi and Russia going at it, everyone's been trying to decode and understand the logic for the longer-term implications on the oil market. But as you just said, with the kind of demand shock we're also now facing, is this making any sense? I mean, even for Saudi to allow oil to go down below those 30 levels and to stay there for this amount of time is something that has been entirely unwarranted.
I'm so glad you asked that question and used that phrase, does it even make sense? So, yes, I think OPEC, non-OPEC, that fight is now almost, the Saudi-Russian differences have almost been kicked to one side now, because the big struggle for them is going to be to make sense of what is to come in terms of oil demand. Look, even if they had agreed to deepen their cuts last Friday, that decision would have already been rendered obsolete by today. So, another big question mark now over efforts by several OPEC members to bring the two warring parties together, because even if they come back to the table, I think everybody is going to be scratching their heads on how to respond to this and whether there is even a response. You have to ask yourself, could this have gone even temporarily just out of OPEC, non-OPEC's hands altogether?
Thanks so much, Vandana, for joining in and assessing the situation when it comes to crude oil prices. And thanks so much, Santosh, as well, for being with us.